Hi everybody and welcome to today's vlog. On this video today, I do want to speak to the immigrants who have moved to America and you speak more than 5 languages. Some of you speak more than 5, some of you speak more than 2 languages. And you always wonder, how will this skill ever make money for me? Also, have you ever been interested to work remotely, like work from the comfort of your home? If that's something that you've been looking for, stay tuned to this video because, guys, I do have plenty of jobs, regardless of the language you speak. Do you speak Igbo? Do you speak Kikuyu, Kamba? Do you speak Danki? Do you speak Dari from Afghanistan? Whatever language you speak, you can get a job and it can pay you to speak your native language. And this is not only for immigrants. If you live in America and you have the right to live and work in America, this is a job that you can hope on and speak your native language to help people interpret from your language to English. So before this video gets too long, please do help me to hit that subscribe button, subscribe, because guys, the next video that's gonna follow this one will be some cruise ship jobs that are recruiting here in America that will be paying 1,000 up to 1,400 a week. Guys, if you live and work in the cruise ship, guess what? All that money is for saving. You don't get to spend any money for food or accommodation. They provide all those for you. So all you have to do is put that money in your bank account, and once your contract is over or when it's time for you to leave the ship and come home for vacation, you have a nice ransom of money. So stay tuned to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, I will suggest you do that so that you don't miss out on any updates. Also, if you click on join this channel, you can subscribe to my channel for a little fee. That way I can create there are some jobs that I will start sharing for my members only. You guys will be among the first people to be hearing about the jobs that I'm about to share. So before this video gets to because it's a long one, they have plenty of jobs available for languages that they're looking for, and so this video might be long. So let's just go ahead. As usual, I always teach you how to Google and hunt for the job, so go to Google and type language line solution. All right, this is the company that I want you to Google. Once you click search, it will bring you to this website that say www.languageline, which is one word.com. All right, once you get there, click on it and let's get into the company's website. On the right side where there are these 3 dashes, I don't want to browse around through the website. Let's just go to where we're supposed to go. Okay, come here and click on careers. Once you do that, what jobs are you looking for? Are you looking for corporate jobs? Are you looking to be an interpreter and work remotely, work from home? Let's click that and see they have 138 jobs. All right. And since I don't want to butcher some of these languages because some of them I will not be able to pronounce them correctly because I do not know all the languages that are spoken in the world, I'll be browsing around as you, the viewer, reads to see which language suits you and which one you can apply. All right, so the first job here I see is Igbo. So if you see a language that you're familiar with and you think that you can become a good interpreter, you will just click on it. And then once you do that, before even clicking the apply button, just come down here and see what they're looking for. So you will read that. I don't want to waste a lot of time. I will let you guys go ahead and read that for yourself. And you see they're looking for work at home, bilingual, Igbo, English phone interpreter. All right. And they say work at home, position in United States, so you have to be here. And then they're looking for a phone interpreter. The pay is 0.75 to 0.90 per minute. So every time you're on the phone, they pay you per minute. All right, the actual per minute rate are dependent on the time of the day or night. So I'm assuming at night they probably pay more. They will tell you more about it once you're qualified. What they offer: employee referral programs, advancement opportunity with the organization, interpreter support, all inclusive and diverse work environment. All right, so that's the work overview. I will let you read that and let you read this. So qualifications, you have to be fluent in Igbo. And I'm reading this because this will cover the rest of the positions or the rest of the languages that you will see. So this is just an example to show you what they're looking for. They will need you to be fluent in Igbo and English, ability to provide culture competency, excellent listening and retention of note taking. Because remember, I've done this job prior. You will be receiving calls from a police station or at some stores or at the hospital where the doctor will be calling on someone's behalf, and they'll need you to interpret because the person probably can't speak the language English perfectly. So they'll probably call you to help with the translation, and someone will probably be there, maybe in a police station, reporting a crime or reporting whatever. So they will need you to interpret. So and they will teach you what skills you need, but you need to be able to retain that information and translate it correctly. Sometimes they will be asking for phone numbers where you will be hearing the phone numbers from your language and you have to repeat those numbers in English. So you have to have like a pen and a paper to write those down, have good listening skills, and attention to detail so that you can, interpret and make sure that the person is represented correctly. Or education or work experience, must be able to adapt to any LLS technology. That's the language line solution. Must be at least 18 years old, legally authorized to work in the United States, and applicants for employment in the US must have work authorization. All right. And high school diploma or equivalent candidates who are currently employed by a client of language line solution may not be eligible for consideration. All right, ability to read and write, of course. So I just read that, like quickly read that. It's your job to come here and read, and then now, because I don't want to make this video too long, you come here and get all the nitty-gritty details that are hidden in there that I wasn't able to read. I just wanted you guys to like kind of get a clue of what they really need. So that's Igbo. As I said, I'm not gonna read through all the languages here, but I will scroll up for you, so you read. If you see any job that suits you best, any language that you can speak fluently, you can go ahead and click on apply or click on it and get more information on it. What I understand is some jobs pay higher, some languages pay higher than others. So come here and click on yours and see how much they pay. If you like it, go ahead and apply. And yeah, so as I've told you guys, this is a job that I've done. I did it in a different country, and we would receive calls from people in US, maybe people who speak my language, which is Swahili, and they let you translate or interpret as the first persona. You're actually not translating, you're interpreting. So you speak as a first persona. So if you hear someone say in your language, say, I came here because I wanted to report a theft in my house, you have to speak to the policeman or the person who's calling you in like as the first persona and say, I am here, instead of saying she said. Yeah, so you speak like the first persona. They're gonna train you once you get this job, and you will understand what I'm saying. And what I understood in this job, working at night paid more as compared to like day shift, but that was a different company. It wasn't this one. So maybe this one does things differently, but it's a very nice experience. You will hear calls from all walks of life. You will receive calls from people in the police station, at the bank, trying to probably send money in their home country. You will hear people in Medicare or Medicaid calling. You will receive calls from operation rooms, guys. A doctor going through someone's surgery procedure, and you will have to translate that. And so you will need to definitely know your language very well, so that you make sure that you're kind of interpreting it the right way, okay, so that you don't sabotage the person who's calling, especially because some of these calls are very serious. Okay, all right, so as we continue, I hope you guys are still reading and getting some more information. If you need more tips on this, I did this job, and the reason why I changed job is because I kind of felt like you know, the depth of the language, my native language. They needed more depth. And so I just decided to, you know, look for other better opportunities, because guys, remember, this is gonna turn out to be so personal to you, because you're gonna be receiving, as I said, you're gonna be receiving calls from all walks of life. So imagine someone is about to go through surgery and the doctor is telling the patient the surgery procedure. And so if you don't know the language, that patient is waiting for you to kind of help interpret. So if you don't know the terminologies in your language, it's gonna be so hard. So the reason why I left is because I felt I don't have the deep depth of the language that I was translating. And when it came to medical terminologies, I would kind of like take my time to like try to interpret by, you know, checking the meaning of the word. And so I just thought, maybe let me let me pause here, let me let the people who know my language very well do the job, because I do not want to sabotage anyone. So here there is a Kamba interpreter. This is a native language in my country, Kenya. It's a Kamba. If you're Kamba speaking, go ahead and click it. As we move on, if you see your language, you can go ahead and click on it, or stay here until you see your language, and then you can go Google and follow the procedures. Let me see here. Follow the procedures I just showed you how to get this job and do it yourself. Hawaiian interpreter, Fijian. All right, I'm kind of going a little bit faster so that this video doesn't get too long. All right, Hakam, Gokana. Earlier when I was swiping, I saw Kikuyu. They probably found someone, or maybe it's still in here hiding. Yeah, I saw a Kikuyu interpreter being needed in here. Danish, Cree, Chin, Romania. And guys, if you don't find your language being advertised now, now that you know how to get this job, keep checking, so that if you might check tomorrow and they might have added your language. Okay, so now that you know how to hunt, you can go back, check every single day or check weekly and see if they've added a language that you are familiar with. All right, and that's about it, guys. So those are the 7 jobs that they have. I hope you did find your language. If you did not, as I said, go back and check. If you did, I pray that you can speak your native language fluently, so that you know, you can interpret the right way. Okay. And yeah, you will receive calls from, as I said, you will receive calls from travel agents. Like I'm a travel agent, and I do receive calls from travelers, or you know, passengers who want to book air or cruise or Disney, and they can't speak English fluently. So it's the job of the interpreter to help the passenger to like understand what the travel agent is saying, what the departure times, arrival times, and stuff like that. And so yeah, you will experience a lot. You will receive calls from all walks of life. Traffic, the police, traffic control at the hospitals, as I said, at the airport, as I said, and anywhere you feel like needs people to come and receive services, you will receive calls from them. Okay. And so yeah, this is a big company, guys, and they work they work with big companies. So yeah, check it out, and I wish you all the best, guys. As I said, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because the next job that I'm going to post will be cruise ship recruiting in America. And so these are small cruise ship that are currently recruiting, and they pay very good. And you won't have any expenses while you're working, and the contracts aren't that long, so you will be able to save some money and travel for free. All right, okay, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, say something on the comment section. Let's interact, let me know what you think. All right, guys, and until next time, have a good one.